Hey, Quadric, how you doing?
Feel pretty good.
Yeah, so I guess just talking about this early part of the season. 4 games in, non-conference play. It was a big year for you, put on a lot of weight during the off-season. Has it been a good start? How would you kind of evaluate yourself?
I mean, compared to last year, I would say it's a good start. But the Louisville game, we would have wanted to win. But I mean, 3-1 start. I mean, I'll take it.
How challenging is it to block a punt and then also return it for a touchdown? I know you didn't get the block this past weekend, but you did earlier in the season. But
So on the field, from a fan's point of view, it may look easy, but there's a lot of things that a lot of moving parts that have to actually fit together in order for the block punt to happen. Because one person has to either be the diversion and the other person be the block. But this game, I was supposed to be the blocker, but I ended up being the diversion. It happens from time to time, and Jarvis ended up blocking the punt. And I thank him every day to this day. And it's like, I mean, if he didn't block that punt, we would still be running down the field going, and the game would probably be different. But like it's not as simple as it looks on TV. There's a lot of moving parts to it. So.
But when the ball's bouncing around, you're trying to go get for it. What's going through your mind? And when you do pick it up, what are the emotions like running towards the end zone?
So when the ball is actually on the ground, and in my head, the only thing I'm hoping for is that I get a good bounce and I don't have to reach down and possibly kick it out of bounds or something like that, because that would be 100% embarrassing. But once you actually get the ball in your hand, the first thing you're looking for is who do I have in front of me, whether they're an enemy or they're a teammate. And at that moment, when I seen half my teammates in front of me, I was like, oh, this is a certified touchdown right here.
Achieving that certified touchdown, as you say there too, how big of a momentum shift in the game, and what was it like when you got back to the sideline after that?
I would say that was a huge momentum shift, all because we were like, Georgia Tech was going to have the ball coming out of half. So we were going to be down 7-6, but putting us up would basically flip the momentum of the game. Now Georgia Tech has pressure on them. They have to score to either get ahead of us or at least put some points on the board so the game is flipped.
Coach said after the game on Saturday that you have a knack on special teams to find the ball. So how does one develop that knack, and in what regards is it a point of personal pride for you?
I'll say that knack for finding the ball came from last year's defense. I led the team in fumble recoveries. It was all because I just wanted to be around the ball. Mostly because being around the ball, it brings about, I would say, exposure to different teams. Like, okay, this guy's going to find the ball, whether it's in the air, whether it's on the ground. And some teams tend to game plan around that and stuff like that. But I would say just having a knack for the ball, it comes within playing with years of football experience. Because I started on offense, so I always had the ball in my hand. And now on defense, it's rare for me to touch the ball in general. So when I get the chance to get the ball, it's pretty much a miracle for me.
So on that note, as someone who doesn't play offense and you score, what's that feeling like now that you've done it twice? That's got to be a thrill, right?
To be honest, coming out of high school, I thought high school probably my freshman year. That's probably the last time I even touched the end zone as a player in general. But going into my junior year, having 2 touchdowns already it's a huge accomplishment for me, because I never really seen myself getting in the end zone really. Like getting an interception, I was happy about it, but getting a touchdown, that's beyond my imagination at this point.
And knowing how difficult that is, do you feel for Trayvon Morris-Brash? He was maybe an inch away from having a touchdown before he got knocked out.
I really do, because knowing Drop, he's a hard worker, so moments like that, they're big for him, but at the same time, you have to finish the play.
How, if at all, does the season change now that you're heading into conference play?
Come again?
How does the season change at all, if at all? Does it change going into conference play?
It doesn't change. That's the thing about it. A lot of people make conference play as a big game. We treat it as another game and another day. So we're going to this game, another game plan that we got to go. We treat every team the same. Never look down on anybody, never look high at anybody. Everybody's the same to us, and we're going to play like you're an opponent, like you're a high-tier opponent.
So with that in mind, with SMU coming to town, within the conference there are higher tier on offense too. Tanner Mordecai coming back at quarterback. He used to play offense, so
yes.
As an aficionado of offense as well as a defensive player. How do you feel about SMU coming in? Could they be the toughest offense you face this year?
I feel like they probably will, due to the high velocity in offense. Like I watched some film on them. They're already set before the chains even get down the field. So as a defense, we're probably going to get ready for a high tempo offense and just play our keys, get on the field and do what we do best.
A lot of the guys that have been up here have talked about the red zone defense, about the attitude that's required. What, from a standpoint of maybe a scheme or play calling, is working when you guys have your backs against the wall in the red zone?
When I'm back against the wall, we usually tend to go into, I would say, a bend don't break standpoint. At that point, we giving up some big plays and getting to the red zone. Now it's time to bow you back and just man up at this point. The mistakes that we made the previous plays, they don't matter anymore. Now is the moment that matters the most. Don't let them get to the end zone. 3 points, we'll settle for that because we know our offense will go downfield and score. But giving up a touchdown, that leads into a whole different story.
Defense obviously playing really well this year, keeping opponents out of the end zone. What's really been the reason for that? Is it partially year 2 under T-Will, guys coming together? Like, why are you guys playing so well right now, you think?
I would say it's a mixture of both of us being on a T-Will for another year and also the chemistry that we had during the offseason. During the offseason, we literally went out together as a team multiple times. We just chilled, and then during the time we didn't go out, we would have like little circles of groups that we literally just talk about our problems and things like that. Knowing you have a brother next to you, knowing he's going through, knowing what's going on in his life, it makes you better on the field. So when you're on the field, I know what he's going through, but I know how to get him out of that situation. It's vice versa with every teammate.
I know you say you treat every opponent as the same and every game is the same, but when we talked to all the players before the season started, one of the ambitions was conference championship, winning as many of those games as you can and getting that title back. With this being the first conference game, is there a little bit of more of an eagerness in the locker room right now?
I would say there is, all because SMU, they put it on us last year, and us as a team, we don't take that very lightly. Like although Louisville didn't pan out how we wanted it to, when we came into that game, it was a different type of mindset when we went into that game, all because of what happened last year. Last year, we're feeding off the energy that we had last year. We're building onto it because we don't want to be the team from last year. We want to improve from last year. That's basically what we're doing as a team, as a defense, as an offense.
You just mentioned that SMU last season really put one on you. How much does that irritate you? And additionally, what do you see about those guys? Like, what stands out about their offense that you got to try to limit?
I say what irritates me the most is how many yards they put up on us and how many points they put up on us as a defense. And as we go through film probably tomorrow, it's going to bother the whole defense, and it's going to put a fire on us that we can't let this happen again. And their offense, very fast. Look, my freshman year, I seen Coach Hyper come in, and he had a fast offense, but nothing compared to SMU.
When you play a team in multiple years, kind of back-to-back, how much of it is watching last year's game, and how much of it is watching what they're currently doing this year?
I mean, you get to see the similarities and how the offense is operated, and you find out what you don't have to change and what you have to change based on how they run the offense compared to last year. So a lot of our plays and things like that will be altered, but we'll find a way to beat them.
I don't know if you're one of these guys. This is something I noticed over the weekend. Some guys are wearing contacts, these like performance contacts, and it kind of gives your eye a red hue. Are you one of those guys, or are any of your teammates doing that?
So we have 2 pair of contacts. We have red ones, we have green ones. The red ones are more for like color enhancement and things like that, but the green ones are more like shades. And I don't need the color enhancement. I just need to block out the sun when I'm in the zone. So the contacts really help us when it comes to, I would say, our performance on the field.
So you wear the green ones.
Yeah.
So how does it? Can you kind of give a real world example of how it helps you on the field, where maybe when you didn't have them, things maybe were more difficult to see, or?
So the green ones, they work as shades. So say the ball's in the air and the receiver can't really see it because the sun is in his eyes or the light's in his eyes. The green contacts work as shades, so they block out the glare of the sun, and it gives you a clear image of the ball, so you can basically make the catch.
Is that just new for you this season, or?
Yes.
So do a lot of the teammates, a lot of the guys use them, or?
Majority of us use them.
Okay. So you're a big fan of those. You're going to
I
continue.
love those contacts. I use them. If I had a choice to use them every day, I would.
Good stuff. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Josh.